Dear Catalina, I'm writing you a letter from the border.
God, please hear me. I pray for my family that is
Hola,
still on the
Mia.
other side.
I miss you. I'm writing you a letter from the
Dear
border.
officers, this letter from the border is
Dear
an attempt
sir,
to find
I am
my
the wife
uncle.
of a deported veteran. My husband served this country for 7
anyone
years
that
in the
reads
United
this
States
letter from the
Armed
wall,
Forces.
I just want to wish you good luck, and may God bless you.
Dear mother, father, family, and friends, I hope this letter finds you well, safe, and happy, just like I left you. I've missed you so much. Being away from you all this time has been the hardest thing I've ever had to face. When I decided to join the United States military right out of high school, I did it because I love my country. I did it to make you proud, to make my country proud, to become a better person with a bright, successful future, and hopefully to make the United States and the rest of the world a better place. Remember when that recruiter came to my school to give a presentation? I asked how to enlist right away.
All I ever wanted in my whole life was to be a soldier. Can I enlist right away?
The recruiter gave me an information card to fill out. It had questions like name, address, date of birth, place of birth. You know, the usual information. For place of birth, I put Mexico City, the place where I was born. The recruiter asked,
Are you a permanent resident of the United States?
I told him.
Yes, but I don't have an American passport.
He told me.
Son, don't worry. When you are in the service, we will give you a military card that will allow you to travel all over the world. You will not need a passport.
Boy, was he right. I traveled all over the world and I never needed a passport. When I joined the military, I thought I would be the only person with this status, but let me tell you, I met people serving in the United States military that were born in countries from all over the world. They were from
Mexico.
Canada,
Panamá,
England,
Costa Rica,
just to name a few. These proud US soldiers served in wars such as Vietnam, the Persian Gulf, Kosovo, Iraq, and Afghanistan in both combat and peacetime, just as I did. Now, I'm not going to lie. It hasn't always been easy to be in the military, especially in times of combat. But as hard as it was, I want you all to know that I did it because of my love for you and the love for my country. Even though we've been trained well, the fear and stress of fighting for our country in times of combat took its toll on some of us. Some of the soldiers, unfortunately, developed issues with substance abuse and post-traumatic stress syndrome. I'm thankful that it didn't happen to me after many years of service. I'm sorry I didn't make it all the way home to you when I returned to the United States after my deployment. I was staying with a friend for a few days. The next door neighbor needed some repair work done at their house. It just happened to be the same problem we used to have at the home with our plumbing, so naturally I knew how to fix it and wanted to help. The neighbors gave me a check for the repairs for my service and all the parts I bought to fix the problem, but when I tried to cash that check, it turned out to be bad. The account was empty and had no funds in it, had been flagged as fraudulent. Since I was the one trying to cash the check, the authorities were called on me. Next thing I knew, I was looking at charges of fraud, and that's when the status of my citizenship was brought up. Next thing I know, I was deported to my place of birth, Mexico City. Mom, Dad, I know you've been worried about me trying to get by in a country I don't know anything about. All the memories I have of my life are of being American. I don't remember coming to the US because I was a baby. All of my friends, all the schools I attended from preschool to high school, and even the job I had before I enlisted, everything I did, I remember as most any other American does. Since I've been deported, I've felt abandoned by the country I served and loved so much. Throughout my entire military career, trying to get back into the country I consider home has been the hardest battle I've ever had to fight. Ever since I was sent to Mexico, I have felt missing in action, MIA. I have felt humiliated, depressed, and rejected. Mom, Dad, my dear family, I know you will deny this because you love me, but I know some of you have had those feelings as well because of what happened to me. I know you must have felt a sense of shame or some embarrassment when the neighbors, coworkers, or the rest of the country looks and points at you and says, look, it's them. Their son was deported. During my training in the military, we were taught,
leave no man behind.
Mom, Dad, I feel
Left behind.
my American dream became a nightmare. I know, my dear family, how scared you must have been when you found out that I got sick. I don't know what's worse, the illness I got or the fact that deported veterans are eligible for VA benefits. We're just not allowed to cross the border to get treatment at a clinic. Maybe if I'd gotten that treatment. Mom, Dad, my dear, sweet family and friends, it's time for that homecoming celebration after all. See, even though I haven't been able to live with you, my family, in the country I consider home, I'm being allowed to rest there. My ashes are being sent back across the border to you today. I know all deported veterans wish that someday we'll be able to return home to the country we consider home. But until then, it seems the only way they'll let us back is in a box. Please share this letter and my love to everyone back home. Until we're together again, love, your son, a deported veteran of the United States Military Armed Forces. Pano Roditis.
Ángel Rodríguez.
Raiden Rogers.
Carissa Gutierrez.
Beatriz Figueroa.
Thank
Thank you.